With stiff competition in the quick eats and coffee world of downtown Noblesville, Debbie's Daughters has made a name for itself in a short amount of time, first planting the seed at the Noblesville Farmers Market in 2021. Owners were able to gauge demand for a storefront in an innovative way, and they now attract a strong clientele made up of their downtown neighbors, as well as traffic from outside the city for its small batch baked goods, meals, and coffee. In 2018, Jessica and Rocky Walls purchased a 140-year-old building in a residential row of Connor Street with plans to someday start a bakery and cafe. They launched into a complete first-floor remodel of their building, fully outfitting the space as a family bakery and cafe, with a brand new commercial kitchen and casual dining area, all while manning an online shop. Debbie's Daughters, gratuity politely declined, defines the business mission to give back to the community that has been so welcoming, raising money that gets donated back to local nonprofits. In its short tenure, Debbie's Daughters has solidified itself as a community staple and partner. In the past 3 years, the Noblesville Preservation Alliance has been most active with its small, dedicated group of members whose mission is simple: to enrich the present by honoring the past through preservation of Noblesville's historic architecture and authentic charm. Starting as early as 1916, the Noblesville Preservation Alliance's home on Logan Street was used in Ohio as a church and school before being moved in 1938. After its church days, the building played host to a variety of stage and music performances before its eventual ownership by the Noblesville Preservation Alliance in 2019, and its renaming to Preservation Hall. With the goal of preserving the structure and site at the forefront, the small, all-volunteer team quickly got to work on remodeling Preservation Hall. Now, it serves the Noblesville community as an affordable rental and music venue, while valuing the architecture of the past. Mid-pandemic, most entrepreneurs likely weren't thinking of opening doors to a new business. Bika Cafe defied the odds, opening a bakery and cafe in a competitive market. But the ingenuity was clear when the business set itself apart by specializing in Portuguese and European fare. Isaiah Haymaker, a chef, and Anastasia Platanova, a barista, became owners in 2022. They were just 23 years old at the time of the cafe switching hands this year. Isaiah and Anastasia take the steps to make a meaningful impact on a person-to-person level through dining experiences, but also tailoring menu items to match community-wide events and becoming an active part of downtown events. Bika Cafe's mission is to simply make fantastic food and bring cultural flavor to downtown Noblesville, sourcing goods both locally and globally to make the best breakfast and lunch foods and drinks possible from a scratch kitchen, and to add something new, different, and authentic. Chefs Samir and Rachel Muhammad have brought a familial experience to downtown Noblesville with the opening of 9th Street Bistro, creating a pathway to something different. Make customers feel like they have been invited to a close friend's home for a meal. Their hard work through the COVID-19 pandemic offered something wildly innovative when others were closing up shop. The Sunday Supper Club was an instant hit for weekly take-home meals, prepping the duo for their opening in 2021. Their care goes well beyond food, too. Taking over their space in January 2020, Samir and Rachel wholly launched themselves into a 3-month remodel, initially slated to open in April 2020. Now, upon entering, diners find themselves among warm wood tones, ambient lighting, and historic brick. The business work outside their doors defines them, immersing themselves into downtown Noblesville through partnerships with Nickel Plate Arts, the annual Peony Festival at Seminary Park, the Nickel Plate Express, and beyond. At 9th Street Bistro, feeling at home and taking care of home is key. In its nearly 40-year history serving, Shepherd Center of Hamilton County is the premier resource in the community for older adults. Started as a social program, the true meaning and mission of the organization was showcased during the COVID-19 pandemic. Senior citizens' lives were altered greatly. Getting creative, Shepherd Center worked quickly to establish a grocery delivery service with the help of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. In just 9 months, Shepherd Center saw its client base grow from approximately 500 to more than 2,500. On the other side of the pandemic, Shepherd Center was able to launch new mental health initiatives after seeing a need. Through a partnership with IU Health and Hamilton County, a counseling program was born, offering both group and individual options. Nominated for its adaptability, Shepherd Center of Hamilton County has long been looked to as the entity that meets the needs of the older generations in our community. Dr. Lee Leach is at the forefront of the nation's first and only women's history leading library. Starting small as a women's group in 2013, Lee year over year grew the Gal's Guide concept from a podcast to a small library in her home to a small room at Nickel Plate Arts downtown. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Lee pivoted to continue offering library content online and focused on growing the library's resources. In April 2021, Lee and the Gal's Guide crew, alongside Nickel Plate Arts staff and Mayor Chris Jensen, officially cut the ribbon on its permanent space at the Nickel Plate Arts campus. Today, the library's inventory offers more than 4,500 titles and is serving the community as a library filled with thousands of books, either written by women or written for women. Reaching well beyond Noblesville, the library is visited by individuals from all over the country and is a free, safe space for artists, writers, all women, the LGBT community, people of color, and beyond. For more than 2 decades, Suburban North Club has been serving the community by offering recovery programs and services for those working to change their lives after struggling with alcoholism and substance abuse. In May of this year, Suburban North Club opened its brand new facility with the goal of welcoming even more through its doors. More than 50 group recovery meetings are hosted by the organization, and more than 1,000 individuals visit the new facility on a weekly basis. Suburban North Club houses one of the largest and most extensive libraries of recovery-related books and artifacts in the nation, namely the original manuscript of Alcoholics Anonymous, designated by the U.S. Library of Congress as one of the 88 books that shaped America. Suburban North Club has more than doubled in space, programming, and opportunities for the community in the past year, with the mission to not only provide a safe environment for those who seek recovery, but also for those who suffer from the impact of addiction. Brian Glover has a deep love and care for history, especially that of Noblesville and Hamilton County, involved and serving with many local organizations, including the Noblesville Diversity Coalition, Hamilton County Tourism, HCLA, Conner Prairie, and more. He is often looked to as a historical expert, advocating on behalf of the community's Black pioneers and people of color. It's his work with the Hamilton County Bicentennial that stands out this year. As part of a committee of 10, Brian has been an integral part of developing, writing, editing, and publishing a new book on Hamilton County that reflects the diversity that has always been present, but not always showcased. Specifically, he contributed to an entire section on the Black history of Noblesville Township in the book. Brian Glover has committed his life to public and historical service. In a nomination filled with nods from fellow community leaders, Brian Glover's character is what's noted most for integrity, honesty, and dedication to his work. Since the beginning stages of the redevelopment of Seminary Park, Kelly McVeigh has been dedicated to bringing something beautiful to the heart of downtown Noblesville, Indiana's state flower, the peony. As the founder and organizer of the Indiana Peony Festival, Kelly incidentally created one of the largest tourism draws to the city in recent years. Starting in 2021, what was supposed to be a small festival turned into an event with more than 10,000. In 2022, the festival expanded into a multi-day event, working closely with downtown businesses and restaurants. McVeigh is a savvy business professional, finding success in everything she touches, from starting a national pharmaceutical returns company to publishing her own magazine, to now being the brains behind one of the largest festivals in the city. The Indiana Peony Festival is now a 501c3 nonprofit, and Kelly is only looking for additional ways to get involved with and serve her community. A small, family-owned sign shop has had a big impact in Noblesville. Logan Street Signs and Banners and its owner, Jim Wofford, are frequently recognized for giving back in the community. Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, Noblesville High School seniors were unable to have senior nights and senior athletic recognition services amongst family, friends, teachers, coaches, and peers. Jim stepped in to cushion the blow, spending hours of his own time printing yard signs for senior athletes in winter and spring sports. He worked with the community and school district to honor senior players by way of signage and banners along school frontage roads and athletic facilities throughout the city. For years, he has volunteered the time of himself and his employees to broadcast Noblesville High School's graduation for free through his broadcast company, Hamilton County Television. With additional work with the Noblesville Chamber, Good Samaritan Network of Hamilton County, the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville, and more, volunteerism looms big in Jim Wofford's heart. Whole wellness is key at Ignite Transform, a mental health nonprofit engrossed in spiritual and physical wellness that aims to serve women in Central Indiana. Ignite Transform, offering counseling, coaching, physical fitness, and faith-based programs to women seeking to improve their lives after or amidst struggle. Founder and CEO Mary Beth Worley saw the need. Working for years in optometry, she took the leap and sold all of her practices. Her team offer a wellness center with fitness classes and equipment, a connection cafe, which serves as a space for guest speakers, luncheons, group meetings, nutrition seminars, and more, along with space for 12-step meetings and shared space with other local nonprofit organizations. Mary Beth also founded the 100 Women Who Care initiative. As of January 2022, the organization has donated more than $14,000 to local nonprofits, nominated by her peers for her authentic and genuine approach to caring for others. Mary Beth Worley's work stands for building community among women in the community. Sun Development and its CEO, Bharat Patel, has taken Noblesville to the next level in recent years with the development of Embassy Suites and Conference Center. Bharat and his executive management team have their fingers on the pulse of what's needed, from charitable and philanthropic work to filling gaps in the hospitality industry and beyond. During the pandemic, the company worked with nonprofits to ensure no money was lost when they weren't able to fulfill their contracts, allowing the rescheduling of events at the conference center. Embassy Suites has a history of working with nonprofits, offering in-kind benefits and special pricing. More than 700 room nights were provided at no cost for cancer patients seeking treatment in our community, as well as additional rooms for frontline workers as a respite to keep their families at home safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. Committed to future development in the city, including an additional hotel and work in the residential space, strong, steady leadership defines Bharat's dedication to his industry and his community. Reggie Stewart has spent more than a decade building his business in Noblesville. Reggie's Motorworks started in the neighboring city of Westfield before Stewart moved the business to his hometown of Noblesville, taking the business from $200,000 in annual sales to more than $2 million and spawning a second business venture, Noble Auto Service. The business also grew from a one-man operation to a team of 20 and has earned multiple industry awards for excellence in customer service. With that growth, the business now services all European vehicles and draws from a statewide client base and beyond. Continued expansion has allowed Reggie's Motorworks to partner directly with Noblesville Schools and Ivy Tech's automotive program to offer internships and hands-on technical skills to students. Each year, Reggie's Motorworks hosts an open house. This year, the open house raised more than $3,000. In 2022, Reggie's Motorworks raised nearly $2,000 during Breaks for Breasts and is an annual contributor to the Noblesville Fire Department Food and Toy Drive. Reggie Stewart and his automotive businesses don't plan on slowing down. McGavick Outdoor Power has long been a partner with Noblesville entities to show its support to outdoor recreational initiatives, namely led by Noblesville Schools and the City of Noblesville. In recent years, McGavick has supported Noblesville Schools in its development of Beavers Stadium and the Noblesville High School basketball complex. Outside of sponsorship commitments, the company also works with the Noblesville Schools Operations Department to equip facilities and maintenance crews with what's needed. The same was true with the development of Federal Hill Commons and its partnership with the City of Noblesville. Innovative, green, and eco-friendly solutions are a priority for McGavick Outdoor Power. In business since 1978, the company continually works to take care of the environment we live in, earning them an industry award at the 2019 Indiana Green Expo. McGavick Outdoor Power prides itself on being a relationship-driven company and a staunch supporter of the community it calls home. Since its founding in 1984, Gaylor Electric has fit the needs of the Noblesville community. From industry excellence to philanthropic efforts, Gaylor Electric is a partner with its workers, community organizations, and fellow Noblesville businesses in more ways than one. The company's level of community outreach is unmatched, particularly in its efforts to make an impact on the next generation. Working with organizations like Prevail, the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville, Habitat for Humanity, and the Noblesville Youth Assistance Program, to name a few. At the Gaylor Electric Crossing School of Business and Entrepreneurship, at-risk high school students experience a fully equipped working environment for half of the day, splitting time with online coursework to earn their high school diploma while gaining valuable on-the-job experience before graduating. Continuing education is at the heart of the company, first from the mind of founder John Gaylor more than 30 years ago, and now with President and CEO Chuck Goodrich. Strong wages, benefits, and a safe working environment are often expressly stated. In Gaylor's Mobile Innovation Center, a converted semi-trailer, now education space, Gaylor employees completed more than 46,000 hours of education and continued training in 2021 alone. With more than $402 million in revenue in 2021, more than a dozen industry awards, and continued recognition in its charitable efforts, Gaylor Electric sets an example for businesses across the nation. SMC Corporation of America has a history of making an impact. Intentional, renewed efforts to ensure its partnerships within the community have paid off by way of strong community engagement and outreach initiatives. This year, SMC opened its doors to the public, hosting its first ever Community Day, which welcomed a crowd of more than 2,400 business, school, and community leaders for hands-on activities, tours, and more. Through partnerships like the one with the Center for Career Achievement in local schools, SMC is actively working with all grade levels to introduce students to careers in manufacturing and engineering. SMC's commitment to environmental sustainability has had a direct, positive impact to the Noblesville community in the past year as well. Partnering with Parks and Recreation, SMC planted more than 30 trees this year and is partnering with the city to do even more. Multiple recycling days resulted in more than 7,000 pounds of waste that would have gone to landfills. SMC has received numerous industry awards, as well as a 2-time recognition from the Wall Street Journal as a Best Managed Company, a distinction just one other business in the state received. Community involvement has been at the forefront of SMC's mission in recent years, and its direct partnerships with the city and schools exemplify this. Amy Hart Ramey is recognized by her peers as an integral part of the Tailored Systems family. Starting modestly with the company as a consultant, Amy is now 2 decades strong with Tailored Systems, making a big leap in the company in less than a year from consultant to VP of Finance in 1998, after successfully shifting the company into new business processes relatively early in its 30-plus year history. Amy is today President and General Manager of Tailored Systems. In this role, which she's held for less than a year, she oversees accounting, employee benefits, all financial planning, taxes, inventory, and business support. She is credited for significantly growing the business customer base in Noblesville, but also its revenue in a tough market where its clients have many options. Amy is now at the helm of partnerships and charitable work too, through its work with the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville, the Noblesville Education Foundation, Prevail, Good Samaritan Network, and beyond. Amy Hart Ramey and Tailored Systems are dedicated to continued establishment in the Noblesville community. Dick Gordon is a proven leader in Noblesville. As the person behind the name of Gordon Marketing, a nearly 30-year Noblesville business that specializes in Medicare, life insurance, annuities, and more. His history of work in the community showcases his dedication to ensuring Noblesville is great. Starting very small, with just 10 employees, Dick has grown Gordon Marketing to now employ more than 100. Strengthening the business community in Noblesville is a priority for him as the founder and co-founder of not only Gordon Marketing, but the Morris Lake Industrial Park, Harbor Properties, and Noblesville Premium Properties. Outside of his business and professional work, Dick is a staunch supporter of the Good Samaritan Network of Hamilton County, Riverview Health, Prevail, Nickel Plate Arts, the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville, Noblesville Schools, and the City of Noblesville. Dick's enthusiasm about new business ventures and community involvement have carried through his career and life.